Good morning, students. Today we are going to discussing about preparation of colloids. Preparation of colloids. So yesterday we are seen already that what is micelle formation and the cleaning action of soap already we are seen. So once again just to see there. So yesterday what we are discussing, just I will recapitulate. So soap is nothing but what you call means soap. SOAP. Soap, how we are defining means sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty carboxylic acid is called soap. So best example what you call means sodium stearate C17 H35 COONA. Sodium stearate. Either sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty carboxylic acids is called as soap. In this soap there are two parts is presenting there. One is called head part. So this head part what you call means here leophilic and so on we call leophilic N, and this tail part, this is called as tail part. So tail part is called as leophobic N, like that we are calling there. So leophilic and leophobic, there are two ends will be presenting there. So whenever you are dipping your oil or grease containing cloth inside that soap solution means, so leophilic end and all what happen means it is try to escaping here far away distance, like the outward direction it will be spreading will be takes place. Far away distance it will be escaping is takes place. And the cleaning action should be taken by this leophobic end will be takes place. So after seeing this, after a few minutes after if you are seeing means, so the oil or grease and all completely it will be cleaning will be takes place by this leophobic end. And this leophilic and all what happen, it is always escaping from the surface towards your surface side, and it will be escaping is takes place. So the aggregation of soap molecules in a soap solution is called as micelle formation. So aggregation of soap molecules in a soap solution is called micelle formation. So already yesterday we are seen that, right? Yes. So now we are going to seeing about preparation of your colloids. Colloids and all, how can you preparing there? So these are the methods today we are going to discussing there. First method is chemical methods. So preparation of colloids by chemical methods. How can you prepare? I mean, just see that. So arsenic oxide will react with hydrogen sulfide. Arsenic oxide is react with hydrogen sulfide means to form arsenic sulfide salt solution will be forming plus 3 moles of water molecule will be producing there. Sulfur dioxide while react with hydrogen sulfide means 2 moles of hydrogen sulfide means in presence of oxidation to form sulfur salt solution will be forming plus water molecule will be producing there. Next one is arum chloride. Arum chloride while react with formaldehyde plus 3 moles of water molecule means on reduction to form gold salt will be forming plus formic acid and hydrochloric acid is liberating there. Next one is ferric chloride. Ferric chloride while react with the 3 moles of water molecule means in presence of hydrolysis to form ferric hydroxide plus 3 moles of hydrochloric acid will be producing there. So that means these and all what you call mean chemical methods. So colloidal dispersions can be prepared by chemical reactions leading to the formation of molecules by double decomposition reactions or oxidation reaction or reduction reaction or else hydrolysis reactions. So that means by using all these kinds of methods we can easily prepare here colloidal solutions. So first reaction what you are seeing means double decomposition reaction. While double decomposition reaction what you are getting means arsenic sulfide we are getting there. Second reaction here sulfur salt solution we are getting there. Next while reduction means what happen Rm. So gold salt solution we are preparing there. Next ferric hydroxide we are getting there. So that means by using these chemical methods what happen means you can prepare here different types of here salt solutions we can easily preparing there. Next coming to see that second method, electrical disintegration or Briggs arc method. Electrical disintegration or Briggs arc method. So just everyone see this point, Briggs arc method, how we are going to explain. So this process involves dispersion as well as a condensation. Dispersion as well as a condensation will be takes place. Colloidal salts of metals such as gold, silver, platinum. So especially by using this Briggs arc method, what colloidal solutions you can easily preparing means there are three kinds of metal salt solutions you can easily prepare: gold, silver, platinum. Gold, silver, platinum. These metal solutions and all colloidal solutions and all easily we can prepare. Mostly metals salt solutions you can easily prepare by using this Briggs arc method. So if you are taken here gold, silver or platinum, any one metal we are going to preparing by using this method. In this method, electric arc is struck between the electrodes of the metal immersed in the dispersion medium. The intense heat produced vaporizes the metal, which then condenses to form particles of colloidal size. So just all of you see the diagram once, what is happening there, how they constructed. So this is what is a Briggs arc method diagram. So in this double layer is taken there, double wall flask is taken, container is taken. So inner layer what will be there means here ice bath they are keeping here. That means for this condensation process, condensing purpose what you are using means here ice bath tunnel completely the covered bottom layer, and upper layer what you are taken means dispersion medium you are taken. Dispersion medium you are taken, and in that dispersed medium there are two electrodes you are dipping. One is cathode and anode. There are two electrodes you are dipping inside. So in between these two metals and all what happen means while passing electric current you are passing means right. So in between these two electrodes and all what you are keeping means one metal you are keeping inserting there, is striking a metal. A metal is striking in between the two metal electrodes. Then after you are passing electric current you are passing means the metal and all what happen means it will be vaporization will be takes place, vaporizes the metal. So after that vapors of that metal what happen means it will be condensing is takes place. After condensation what you are getting means colloidal size of the particles we are able to get there. So this method is called as Briggs arc method. By using this electrical current we can easily prepare a colloidal size of the particles we are getting there. So especially what metals we are using in this method means gold, silver, platinum. Gold, silver, platinum. These metals and all we are using in this process. Next one coming to see that. Next one is peptidization reaction. Peptidization reaction. Let us see that. Peptidization may be defined as the process of converting a precipitate into colloidal salt by shaking it with a dispersion medium in presence of small amount of electrolyte. Peptidization may be defined as the process of converting a precipitate into colloidal salt by shaking it with a dispersion medium in presence a small amount of your electrolyte. So the electrolyte used for this process, for this purpose, is called as peptizing agent. Peptizing agent. So what we are taken, how can you define this peptization means? The process of converting precipitate into colloidal solution by shaking it with a dispersion medium. So for example, if you are taken here some chalk piece powder we are taken. So the chalk piece powder you are keeping in water, you are keeping there, water you are keeping inside, and after you are shaking vigorously you are shaking. After what happen means, by presence in the presence of a small amount of electrolyte, the electrolyte is used for this purpose is called as peptizing agent. This method is applied generally to convert a freshly prepared precipitate into colloidal solution. This method especially where you are using means to convert a freshly prepared precipitate into colloidal solution. That purpose you are using that. During peptization, the precipitate absorbs one of the ions of the electrolyte to its surface. This causes the development of positive and negative charge on the precipitate, which ultimately break up into smaller particles of the size of the colloid. So that means what happens? Positive and negative charge on the precipitates, which ultimately break up into smaller particles of the size of the colloids takes place. Next one, see there, purification of colloidal solutions. So before now we are going to seeing that this and all colloids and all how we are preparing in this and all we are seeing preparation methods. Now we are going to seeing about a purification of colloidal solutions. How can you purifying these colloidal solutions? So by using this, just see that the process used to reducing the amount of impurities to requisite minimum is known as purification of colloidal solutions. That means from the colloidal solution onwards what happen, larger quantity of impurities will be presenting there. So to reducing that impurity quantities in that colloidal solution is called as purification of colloidal solutions. First method is dialysis. First method is what you call dialysis. It is a process of removing dissolved substance from a colloidal solution by means of diffusion through a suitable membrane. So dialysis is nothing but different types of your ions you are taken inside, different particles you are taken. So in this different salt solution particles, what will be there means you are dipping, you are taken in one bag we are taken there. So dialyzing membrane you are collected there, all these particles and all. This is called dialyzing membrane. So this dialyzing membrane you are dipped in a water you are dipping there. So the small particles and all what happen means it will be easily escaping from the dialyzing membrane through a small membrane onwards. What happen that ions and all easily it will be soluble inside that water. So generally this dialyzing membrane what you are using means either we can use their animal membrane you are using, parchment paper you can use it, or cellophane sheet you can use it in the colloidal particles. So the apparatus used for the purpose is called as dialyzer. So from this dialyzer onwards what happens means the ions are easily diffusing this takes place into water surface. So from that bag onwards what happens, some ions are the water soluble ions are what happen, it will be presenting inside that water. So this is called as only impurities will be left behind in that dialyzing membrane, and only pure ions alone what happen means it will be escaping is takes place towards here water side. So this process is called as dialysis process is called as. Thank you all once again. Yes. Next one is electrodialysis. So dialysis and electrodialysis, what is the major difference is there means dialysis is nothing but you are taking here colloidal salt solution, you are taking in here one bag you are taken. So this bag is acting like a air dialyzing agent, like that it will be working there. Inside the dialyzing membrane, what happen means some salt particles will be presenting there. So pure components and all what happen means salt particles and all what happen through that dialyzing membrane, what happen it is escaping is takes place. It will be coming outside is takes place. And only pure salt particles and all what happen, it will be mixing will be takes place with water, dissolving will be takes place with water. So remaining impurities will be what happen mean left behind in that bag. So this process is called as dialyzing membrane or dialysis process, like that we are calling that. So that means by using this dialyzer, what you are separating means pure components and here pure salt particles and impure particles and all we are going to separating there. So this is called as dialyzing membrane. Next one, electrodialysis. Ordinarily the process of dialysis is quite slow. It can be made faster by applying an electric field. Electric field and all we are going to applying there. So dialysis and all what happen me, it will take here very slow process will be happening there. Slowly it will be happening there. Ions and all diffusing is takes place with very slowly it will be diffusing is takes place. So while applying your electrical potential means, so this ions and all what happen very fastly it will be diffusing is takes place from that dialyzing membrane onwards. So by additionally what you are applying means electric current you are applying to purifying that pure salt particles and impurities. That process is called as electrodialysis. Electrodialysis. So that means electrical current we are passing inside the dialysis. Next one, see there, ultrafiltration process. Ultrafiltration process. So ultrafiltration is the process of separating the colloidal particles from the solvent and a soluble solute present in the colloidal solution by specially prepared filters, which are permeable to all substances except the colloidal particles. The particles can pass through the ordinary filter paper because of the pores are too large. However, the pores of the filter paper can be reduced to size the impregnating the colloidal solution to stop the flow of colloidal particles. So ultrafiltration is nothing but just a best example. What happen means heavier particles and what happen means it will be settling at this bottom will be settling is takes place, and lighter particles and what happen means it will be settling at this top of the solution will be takes place. That means the process of separating the colloidal particles from the solvent and the soluble solutes present in the colloidal solution. That means solute and here solvent and all they are going to separating by using here prepared specially prepared filters, which are permeable to all substances except the colloidal particles. Except colloidal particles, all particles and all it will be permeable. The colloidal particles can pass through the ordinary filter paper because the pores are too large. So we can use it here filter paper also, ordinary filter paper also we can use it to reduce it. In the ordinary filter paper what happen means many large number of your pores will be presenting there. However, the pores of filter paper can be reduced in the size by impregnating with the colloidal solution to stop the flow of colloidal particles. So in that what you are using colloidal and all if you are pouring means what happen means, so the pores of the filter paper you can easily reducing is takes place, and pure particles now we are going to separating we can use it. The usually collodion is a 4% of nitro nitrocellulose we are using. Nitrocellulose in a mixture of alcohol and ether we are using there. So nitrocellulose in a mixture of alcohol and ether we are using there. So this is about here ultrafiltration process.